Back in the early 70s, Canadians from coast to coast fell in love with a comedic troupe that pushed the boundaries of funny. From humble beginnings to epic primetime TV success to everything in between, Farce crew members have captivated the hearts and minds of millions. And now all that work and inspiration has been put down on paper. I'm pleased to welcome on the show legendary Don Ferguson, who is co-author of the book, Farce, 40 Years of Flying by the Seat of Our Pants. That is such an epic title. Did that come out of nowhere?
No, it came out of desperation. We wanted to be, obviously the book had to have the name Air Farce in the title, but we didn't know what else, kind of what to subtitle it. And one of the titles we were working with was If Only We'd Had a Plan, which we thought would be okay. And eventually we came up with 40 Years Flying by the Seat of Our Pants. It's the one that the publisher liked. And it kind of summed up what we did. It's because it said how long we've been doing it, which feels like forever. And it also kind of communicated the idea that we really didn't know what we were doing. We just kind of made it up as we went along, and we got lucky, and this happened, and then that happened, and the next thing you know, 40 years have gone by.
And you guys have gone onto so many different mediums. Tell me a bit about the writing process. I know that you co-wrote it with your dear friend, Roger Abbott. Was that therapeutic, memorable, just sitting down and looking back?
It was a bit of both. It began, Roger died in March of this year, and we had written less than half the book. He'd written about 20%, I'd written about 20%, and then he got really quite sick and went in the hospital, and we both thought that he was going to be coming back, and we'd finish the book together, but he didn't, sadly, and so I carried on. So the writing of the book was definitely therapeutic for me. It was a way of dealing with some grief, and it was a way of looking back over the career that we'd had together and kind of reliving it in my mind, because a lot of the work was just memory work. We all had a ball. It was really the best possible way to make a living for all those years. And we did it as something that we started thinking, we're not going to be able to do this for long. We'll do it for as long as it's fun and as long as society lets us get away with it before we have to quit and get real jobs.
Right.
And we never had to quit and get real jobs. It became our life's work.
You guys definitely became a staple in a number of households, on the radio and TV. I heard that a lot of the photos, they're all from the private collection of yourself, Roger, and some of the, the contributors. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Some are CBC, later on CBC publicity photos, but most of them are just personal photos that we had. They all had to do with work, because we took cameras with us, and when we traveled across Canada, we would, somebody would stop by the road and say, take my picture, because there's a big mountain in the background, or whatever. The book is laced with them. I don't know how many, there's probably a couple hundred pictures in the book. And it really is, and we even have pictures of Roger and I as little babies. We started at the very beginning. We met when we were 13, so we have high school pictures too.
It takes us through the entire timeline from all the different categories as mentioned. Is there a favorite part of the book here, Don? Some kind of chapter that you want to tell our viewers to really key in on for yourself?
I don't know. Well, I think there's actually there's a fun chapter about touring. We did a tour in 1979, 80, 81, I think it was. Whoops, sorry, I'll move my hand from there. We did a tour in 80, 81, and one of the favorite portions of that tour was the time we spent actually in Alberta. We had, for some reason, Alberta had, theater companies had money that year, and they decided that they would be not too out of line if they booked us. We had a ball. It was just great. It was so much of Air Farce over the years, even when we did radio later on, I called it Earn As You Learn, because we got to travel the entire country. We went to places like Inuvik and Iqaluit and I don't know, St. John's and Victoria and any place in between, and got to know the country, and we got to love the country, and touring was I guess always a real highlight for us. It was great fun, great fun.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. Before we leave you here, would you mind signing the inside flap of the book out here for us? Okay. If you would actually like to receive this legendary book, this candid memoir, you can call our contest line right now. We're giving it away for you guys. Call us at 780-490-3445. Please make sure to leave your name, your number, and the reason you are calling. Don, it was such a pleasure to meet with you. Thank you so much. Good luck on the rest of your book tour.
Thank you. I'm having a great time.